Hey, welcome back. I was scrolling through my feed the other day, like we all do, probably too much, and I saw something that just stopped me. A creator I've followed for years, a brilliant illustrator, posted a beautiful, intricate piece of art. And right below it, in the comments, someone had written, "You should put this on a t-shirt." And she replied, with just a single word, "algorithm." That was it. That word, hanging there, explained everything. The frustration, the creative compromise, the invisible cage. It got me thinking about who's really building what in this digital age. I'm Ibnul Jaif Farabi, and this is the Unraveling Thread. Today, we're pulling on a thread that connects all of us who live any part of our lives online. We're asking, in the so-called creator economy, who is the creator and who is the crop? This is episode 17, the digital sharecropper. Let's rewind a bit. The term sharecropper comes from a dark chapter in American history post-Civil War. Landless farmers, often freed slaves, would work a plot of land owned by someone else. In return, they'd give a large share of their crop to the landowner. They did the backbreaking work, bore all the risk of a bad season, but they never owned the land. They could be evicted, their terms changed on a whim. Their labor built wealth, but it was wealth they could never fully claim. Now, fast forward to today. Swap land for digital platform. Swap crop for content or community. And you start to see a hauntingly familiar pattern. We call them platforms. YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Substack, Twitch. They provide the soil, the irrigation, the fence lines. And we, the creators, move in. We till the digital soil. We plant our ideas, our personalities, our art. We pour our sweat into building an audience, a following, a crop. And for a while, it feels like ours. We see the harvest, the likes, the shares, the ad revenue, the brand deals. We feel like entrepreneurs. And that's the brilliant, seductive narrative of the creator economy. You are a business of one. You own your destiny. But do you? Really? Because you don't own the land. The platform owns every single aspect of the environment. They own the algorithm, that mysterious, shifting force of nature that decides whether your crop gets sunlight or is left to wither in the shade. One day, your video reaches 1 million people. The next day, after a tweak in the code you'll never see, your exact same style of content is shown to no one. The platform owns the relationship with your audience. Your subscribers? They're not in your address book. They're users on their platform. If you leave, that relationship is fractured, if not severed entirely. You are a tenant farmer on digital land, and the landlord can change the rules of your lease anytime they want. And they do. Remember when Facebook pivoted to video, decimating the reach of writers and photographers? Or when YouTube's ad-friendly content policies suddenly demonetized entire genres of commentary? The creator does all the work of adapting, of pivoting, of trying to read the algorithmic weather, while the platform reaps the ultimate benefit, an endless, ever-refreshing supply of free, engaging content that keeps users glued to their property. Our creativity is the product they sell to advertisers. We are labor, but we're told we're partners. This is where my own perspective, as an engineer and entrepreneur, really kicks in. I build systems for a living. And when I look at these platforms, I don't just see social networks. I see extraordinarily elegant extraction engines. They've outsourced the most expensive part of the operation, content creation, to us for free. They've monetized our social bonds, our creative impulses, our desire for connection. And in return, they give us a potential share of the crop. But the power imbalance is built into the architecture. We are users. They are owners. But here's the twist in the thread, the part that gives me hope. The original sharecroppers were trapped by a lack of alternatives, by physical and economic bondage. Our digital bondage is, for now, still somewhat voluntary. And creators are starting to realize the fragility of building on rented land. This is sparking a fascinating counter-movement. It's the drive for true ownership. You see it in creators building email lists, their own direct line to their audience, free from algorithmic mediation. You see it in the rise of platforms like Ghost or Beehive for newsletters, where the creator controls the subscriber relationship. You see it in podcasts hosted on independent RSS feeds, a beautifully old-school open protocol that no single company controls. You see it in artists selling directly on their own websites, using services like Ko-Fi, or Gumroad. This is the equivalent of a farmer saving up to buy their own plot of land, however small. It's harder. The soil might not be as fertile at first. You don't get the instant traffic of the big platforms, but you hold the deed. The real tension of the modern creator isn't just about making great content. It's about this fundamental business model choice. Do you play the sharecropper game on the massive, fertile, but unpredictable plantation, trying to grow your crop according to the landlord's ever-changing rules? Or do you strike out for your own smaller, quieter plot, where you control the harvest, but have to work even harder to bring people to your door? The smartest creators I know are doing both. They use the big platforms as discovery engines to find their people, but they gently, consistently guide those people back to a place they own and control. A newsletter, a personal website, a membership community on their own terms. They're diversifying their creative portfolio so they're never at the mercy of a single algorithm. So, what's the takeaway from all this? It's an invitation to audit your own digital presence. Whether you're a full-time creator or someone who just shares thoughts online, ask yourself, what do I actually own here? If this app disappeared tomorrow, what would I be left with? A list of followers? Or a list of email addresses? A collection of likes? Or a real community I can contact directly? The promise of the early internet was decentralization, a world where everyone could own their own corner. We strayed into an era of convenient, walled gardens. Now, we're in the messy, complicated process of finding a balance. The unraveling thread shows us that ownership still matters. It's the difference between building a house on land you rent and building a house on a foundation you poured yourself. One is always a temporary harvest. The other is a legacy. Thanks for listening. I've been Ibnul Jaif Farabi, and this has been The Unraveling Thread, a production of Light Not Studios. If this conversation resonated with you, I'd be so grateful if you'd share it with one person who thinks deeply about the world we're building online. You can find more of our work and join the conversation at lightnotstudios.com. Until next time, keep pulling on those threads.